like parasitic mites, viruses, and predatory insects. The USDA's Plant Protection and Quarantine Program, also known as PPQ, with the help of funding from the Plant Protection Act, launched a major survey to help better understand the factors threatening bees and how to take effective action to protect them and the crops they pollinate. Survey samples will be collected from 39 states and 2 U.S. territories. Results will document which diseases, parasites, or pests of honeybees are present and are likely absent in the U.S. The results should also help explain long-term trends, factors that drive bee health, and ways to safeguard honeybee populations. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be cloudy with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm this afternoon and a high of 81 to 84. Then plenty of clouds tonight with a couple of showers and heavy thunderstorms which can bring damaging winds. Low this evening 67 to 69. Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies, couple of showers and a thunderstorm. High tomorrow 76 to 84. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. Matt Gibbs of SonRise Auto is in the building with us. SonRise Auto repair with personal care with SonRise Auto. Matt, good morning.
Morning, Tom. How are you?
Good. Did you and yours come through the tornado okay?
Yeah, we didn't.
Nothing at the shop was damaged or anything?
No.
And, you know, the shop was probably less than, width-wise, probably less than a mile and a half from where the tornado passed, because it came right by 75 and everything.
Right.
You weren't very far from that.
No.
But it wasn't that big. It was only 80 yards wide, so it wasn't very big. But you got no damage or anything. Mm-hmm. Getting people bringing their cars in or anything?
Oh, we're slammed.
Yeah.
Just slammed.
Don't
even have a place to park.
Well, you don't have to park.
No, I know. I've been taking the Uber. I've been taking the Uber over to the shop from where I parked my car down.
Circling the parking lot. So you knew it was going to happen. There is a Rutledge, Georgia. You ever hear of Rutledge, Georgia?
I have.
It's a little town in Georgia. It has a plan. The city fathers had a plan, and they've reached out to a Japanese company that makes electric cars.
Okay.
And they were going to they want to build a plant there that makes electric cars. They want to build a plant there that can produce up to 400,000 electric cars.
Wow.
People of Rutledge, Georgia ain't so excited about it. Rutledge, as you probably know, given that what I just told you, they're not real happy, is a solid Republican-based town, a solid non-Joe Biden town.
Oh, yeah.
And they see this as an intrusion of forced compliance by the Biden administration. Now, I don't agree with that. I think if you want to build electric cars, build electric cars. I don't have a problem with building electric cars. I have a problem with you trying to shove it down my throat that I must buy one of those electric cars.
Well, and also, okay, all right, don't we have an American electric car maker, an American company that makes electric cars?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but you started the whole conversation by we
Japanese
reached out
country.
to Japanese.
Yeah, it was a Japanese company came to Rutledge, and said, we'd like to build a plant here. Just like, not unlike Spring Hill, Tennessee, where Toyota came 25 years ago and said, we'd like to, it would be cheaper for us to build Camrys in this country than it would to build them in Japan and then ship them across, because if they're built in this country, the tariffs don't hit them like they do if they bring them from out of this country. So I'm sure that's probably had a lot to do with it.
I'm sure. And I actually have a brother-in-law that works for Nissan in Tennessee.
Right.
Like Lebanon, Tennessee.
Lebanon, Tennessee.
Yep.
Don't say Lebanon.
Lebanon.
People from Lebanon that get upset, you say Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Yeah, Lebanon.
Tennessee.
It's Lebanon, Tennessee.
You got to tell it like that.
And I know that because one of my former roommates in college, Keith, was from Lebanon, Tennessee.
He's from Lebanon, Tennessee.
Just like it's Lafayette, Georgia, not Lafayette. It's Lafayette. And it's Cairo, not Cairo.
Okay. So we got, I don't know.
Well, I mean, BMW has a big plant in Spartanburg, South Carolina, where they build, Bavarian Motorworks builds motorcycles and cars right there in South Carolina.
Now, I did go over to the BMW store. I had to buy a part for a customer's car, and I know some of the folks that work out there. And
did you bring a cosigner?
Yeah, you ain't lying there. No, I had to bring the big credit card.
Yeah.
Had to call my son and say, "Yo, do we have money on the credit card to buy this part for this car?"
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so they just had to. The BMW side just had to build a whole separate building just to deal with their electric cars.
Well, there you go.
They're not allowed to. They're not allowed to do it in the main
showroom
service department.
Oh, service department.
They have to build its own separate service department.
Huh. Wow. Well, those kind of cars though, Porsche, BMW, Land Rovers, Jaguars, those are the kind you have to have a cosigner when you're using cash.
Yeah, that's the ones.
Yeah. Anytime you walk into a place and they go, "Do you have a cosigner?" I'm paying cash. Yeah, I know. Do you still have a cosigner? That's a problem. It's a problem. So gas prices should be coming down because price of crude down below $100 a barrel.
Why? I don't understand why it's not down now, right now.
It has fallen from $4.39 down to $4.19. It's fallen 20 cents in the last 3 days.
Yeah, was it $4.19? That's what's still 10 cents higher than it's.
Right, it's at cheapest place in town is Circle K on Southwest 200 at $4.16. But all the top 10, according to Gas Buddy, are all $4.19 or cheaper.
Okay. So
but it was $4.39. It was $4.39 last Friday, last Thursday, Friday. So I want to see it at $3.19. I want to see it at $2.69. Around there, that's what I want to see.
See where it's supposed to be.
I mean, and remember, when crude bottomed out at like negative dollars a barrel, gas fell like a rock. I don't think it's going to do that again, but I think that the people got scared and speculated and let it dry, and I think it's correcting itself now. So, but you don't like that because the bell keeps going off on that phone. Your phone's not like Clarence and It's a Wonderful Life, where every time a bell rings, somebody gets their wings. Every time your bell goes off, you lose money.
I'm losing money. I'm losing money bad right
now. It's not good. Sell.
Nope, ain't selling. Hanging on.
It's springtime, so are a lot of people coming. Are you seeing a lot of people bringing their cars to you for their springtime readiness, getting ready for summer? Or is that not even an issue in Florida because it stays so hot all the time that people's cars are always summerized, and that's how it is?
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it is. I'll be honest with you. We are so busy right now just doing stuff. A lot of it's not maintenance. A lot of it is things are broke on folks' cars, and they're bringing them in, and we're getting them.
Because they're not getting new cars.
And I think
cars
that's
are expensive and everything.
That market is crazy right now. I think the car market is just like the housing market.
You think the oil market's volatile? Go try to buy a car.
Go try to buy a car. Go try to find something decent. It's like people call me all the time, and I try to help as many people as I can. And they call me up, and I need a car for my daughter, my son. They're going to college, but I only want to spend $5,000 to $7,000. And I'm like, man, 2 years ago I could have got them a nice car for $5,000 to $7,000.
Now you're getting that $1,500 clunker, but it's $5,000 to $7,000.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I checked the other day just because you got me all excited about. I checked my Cadillac right now, 150,000 miles, and I don't know. You got a better system than I do. 150,000 miles with Kelley Blue Book, okay, and I have it listed as good, not excellent, not fair, good because it's in good shape. You know, a few things, but not anything spectacular. I have it listed as good. Kelley Blue Book right now says it's worth $5,800. That's ridiculous. I mean, I'm glad they say it's worth $5,800, but I wouldn't give you $5,800 for it.
Exactly.
I mean, I just wouldn't.
Exactly.
But Kelley Blue Book says it's worth $5,800. You had a thing we checked it 6 months ago, said it's worth $7,200.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just right now the market's ridiculous.
I had a customer bring in a truck yesterday, and and it's funny because everybody that wants to sell their vehicle, they think it's worth this, in actuality it's worth this. But this customer came in and he's like, I want to sell my truck. He ordered a new truck. It came in. He wants to sell this one. Well, I run the numbers on it, and this truck, just from appearances, the mileage, and looking at it, I just said it's probably a $12,000 to $15,000 truck.
$23,000.
No, but it's in the high teens, low 20s, and it's a $12,000 to $13,000 truck.
Well, I've seen, every now and then I'll just go look at the internet access to car lots, and on some of the big name, and I won't say where they're sitting, but on some of the big name car lots in town, you look at some of their used trucks, and that's what I look at as trucks. You look at some of their used trucks. All of them now, before you could find a truck with 35,000 miles on it, 40,000 miles on it. All their trucks now are 70,000 miles or more, up to 130,000 miles. All of them ranging between $23,000 and $38,000 for trucks with 70 to 130,000 miles on them. And I said, it's not a market right now to buy a truck.
I showed you a picture. I have it. I have proof. It's on my phone. I was at the auction. So that's the auction was dealers only. Auction, right.
Where you get stuff at wholesale prices.
Wholesale prices. That's where a lot of dealers go. They go to auctions and they buy cars and then they get them serviced and fixed up, and that's how they get their inventory. I was at the auction here in Ocala. I saw there was a 2015 Chevrolet 2500 it was a LT truck, four-wheel drive, 223,000 miles. 200.
So somebody drove the hell out of that car in the last 6 years.
For 223,000 miles.
So 223 over 6 years because it was 15. So 6 years, 226 are going to that. So that's over 30,000 miles a year, almost 40,000 miles a year put on this truck.
I took a picture of the screen when it hit $30,000.
And it sold for more than that.
And it sold for $31,800.
And it had 223,000 miles.
223,000 miles.
Man, it must have looked sharp.
It was a nice, clean truck. It really was. I mean, I've been offered a stupid amount of money for my truck, and it's got 175,000 miles on it.
Is that where we're at now? Is that where we're at in this day and age with inflation and everything out of control? That cars and trucks are at the same deal?
And I think it's the same thing with the housing market. But you know what's even crazier? If you put a house on the market today, it's probably going to be gone, but within the next 48 hours.
There's 3 houses that have sold in our subdivision in the past 2 months that they were on the market and got the bidding war and got the highest price you could get for them, and all that took place within 72 hours of them hitting the market.
So if we keep doing it, that's going to keep driving the price.
Supply and demand.
Is it because everybody's wanting to move to this great state of ours?
We're the only free state that there is. I've never seen a move like this on automobiles, though.
I know, but it's all being relative here. It's all craziness.
And are you seeing prices to repair these vehicles going up too?
Yeah, like, okay, for instance, like brake pads, like we just did brakes on your truck, and I was hoping the bill wouldn't have been as much as it was.
You told me the bill would be somewhere around $200.
And
the bill came in at $275, but that's because prices had went up.
The prices have gone stupid.
Right.
We can't on a truck like I drive a 15 Chevy Tahoe. We're having problems now. We're having issues finding brake rotors and drums for these cars when they come in and needing brakes.
You can't find the parts.
Can't find the parts. Electronic stuff. We're actually having the resource. We're reaching way outside the box here, and we're looking at companies actually sending them computers and then rebuilding them, repairing them, and sending them back. Like we would send a transmission out or whatever, and have a transmission rebuilt and sent back to us.
Having them refurbished.
And we're doing that with stuff with electronic stuff now.
Well, you never did that before.
No, you wouldn't do that before. You might call this guy to buy a used computer for a particular car because the new one's $1,500 and I can get one for $700. You know what I'm saying? Half the price. But right now they don't have the inventory to send you that module. So now cars are getting on the back burner. We're having to wait for parts, which is making. I deal with my clientele are moms and dads and
that need their vehicle.
We got to go get the kids from school. We got to pick up this one. I got to get to work. And so a lot of times we're under we do a lot of fleet management company. We have a fleet management company that takes care of businesses throughout our town, our community. And when the plumbing truck is down, well that means that's hurting the plumbing company.
Yeah, because nobody's at work because the truck's down. So
we got to get that guy and the construction guy and the concrete guy and the electrical guy and the plumbing guy. We got an AC guy. We got to get these. We got to keep them on the road.
Has your turnaround still though, for the most part, stayed under a couple days?
Yeah, I mean, if it's something like right now, we brought in a job today, which is going to be an evaporator in a Ram truck. So we got to pull the entire dash out in order to do it. And I just said, listen, I'm not going to be able to get this done until the end of the week.
Right.
We need you to leave it here, and we work it in. In between getting parts, in between, we're getting on an okay with this. The guy's back on that truck doing stuff, and we'll have them done by the end of the week.
And you got new bays and you got new employees. You got as much. You're fully staffed again and everything. And still running 90 miles an hour.
And we've added a whole truck department in the back. We do medium duty trucks, and for a lot of the farmers and stuff like that, or actually the horse guys. They have these private haulers, and we got more guys that we've had more employees now than we've ever had in the history of our company, and we had a little talk this morning about more. I don't even know where to put more.
Well, all I know is Tuesdays between 10 and 10:30, you can't turn wrenches. You need to be here.
That's all I know.
That's all I know. Because I don't book anything else, and I'm lazy. I don't want to do the work. Okay?
Everybody's laughing right now, especially at SonRise Automotive. I know Chrissy's listening. She's like, yeah, well, don't worry, Tom. You need them on Monday too. How about on Thursday? You need them on Thursday?
Look, we can talk politics with Matt too, so we can use him every day. Good, get him out of the office.
Yeah, that's what. As soon as they appreciate when I'm there. When I'm not there.
But it is when we laugh and kid about how they get, but it is really a team effort what you do over there.
Oh, there's no way I could do it. I have to have the guys that I have. There's no way we.
And they have to be committed to the way you do things.
Yeah.
They have to be not only because I know a lot of mechanics. They all got their own ways of doing things and everything. But not only is your staff very good, but they're committed to the way you have created this business.
And to be honest with you, the thing, I don't care how that mechanic does that job, as long as it gets done right, and he's able to accomplish it the way that his mind and his hand works. If he doesn't have to follow me and say, no, don't do it this way.
You don't
not
micromanage.
No, but as far as this is what I have to instill.
There's a set of standards that they must meet.
Yes, and the standard is always about the people. Take care of the people. That's what, you know, when I'm hiring somebody, and I had a guy come in. He was from one of these big store type things, you know, and he comes in my office and he's going to tell me how he can do $600-900 brake jobs in a day. I literally told the guy, I said, hey man, I'll be right back. I got to go out in the shop for a minute. I'll be right back. I never went back. I don't know how long he sat in my office, but I never went back to my office because I didn't have to ask no more.
You knew you weren't hiring this guy.
That guy he does not have the character and the integrity of someone that needs to work at SonRise Automotive.
No, because he's worried about the bottom line.
He's worried about his bottom line.
Right, exactly.
That's all he cared about was himself.
Right. And that's not how you guys do business.
No, that's not how we do it. And so sometimes, you know, we're trained. Okay, when I was working at the dealership, we were trained to. We had a meeting one time, and we were told that we had to have X amount of dollars per ticket, per invoice, per car. And if you're
whether they need it or not.
And if you're not going to give us that X amount of number on that ticket, we'll find somebody that will. Okay. Well, I guess I'm out then.
Well, I know when I was in the car business, when I sold cars, they would tell us and the finance people, you know, your sales managers, between the car salesman and the finance manager, you need so much in gap insurance, in extent, that you would have to sell it, which was a waste of time for people. But they would tell you, because that's where the car lot made their money.
That's right.
And they would tell you, and if you're not going to do it, we'll get – and that's why finally, when the last thing I did when I left where I was at, and I looked at Bill, the general sales manager, goes – and it was just after I'd punched out a finance manager, so, you know, he was laying there on the floor. I go, I just can't do this anymore, Bill. He goes, yeah, lying to people just isn't your thing. He said that to me as I was leaving.
Yep.
He said, you know, lying to people just isn't your thing. It's been great knowing you. You're a good guy and everything, but this ain't, you're not cut out for this. He literally told me, yep lying's not your thing. Because I tell this story all the time, how I delivered a Kia Optima. And as I was delivering it, I put it in park and the whole steering column hit the floor. I went and told the sales manager. They took it in the back, bolted it back up, never told that lady her steering column had fallen in the floor. I said, why aren't we telling her? No, she already signed the paperwork. We're not telling her. To me, that's underhanded.
Yeah.
To you, that's underhanded. You'd never get service like that from SonRise Auto.
That's right.
I couldn't do it. And so that's why, you know, that's why a lot of people are committed to you, is because you treat them the way you want to be treated.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about.
And you know, that's the easiest way to describe. It's like, especially to my employees as they're new employees and they're getting to understand. It's like, would you have done this if this was your mom's car? Would you do this to your mom's car? Well, no. Okay, then why are you doing it to this car?
Right. You know, I had a coach in college, Coach Russell. He used that same philosophy. He'd come down out of the thing and tell you how great your practice was. And he'd go, well, let me ask you something. I know you did as much as you could do. You know you did as much as you could do. Would your mama think you did as much as you could do?
Yeah.
There's nothing you can say to that. And that's the same thing in car. Would you treat your mama's car this way?
Yeah.
No. Well, then why are you doing it to anybody else?
I had a conversation with Bob Halley. He's the manager over at Prestige Auto Sales.
Right.
And we had a situation where a car needed some stuff done to it. And it wasn't quite to what his expectation was.
Right.
So his question was, is that the very best you have? Because if that's the very best that you have, I would understand it. He said, but I think that there's a little bit more in there. There's something a little bit better in there, and that's all I want. That's all I'm asking for. It's just your very best.
That's all anybody asks for is, especially when you're paying the numbers that you have to pay. Even though you keep it as cost effective as possible, they're still big. I mean, for a brake job, $275 was still quite a bit of money to come out of my pocket.
Yeah.
You know, but they work fantastic. They're working good. I'm not vibrating to death anymore.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line.
That is the bottom line. Like you quoted me tires the other day. And I thought, my God, they've went up a lot of money.
Yeah, they've gone up like.
I got two other people to quote me. You're still lower than they were.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because we realize there's certain things like there's not a great. I can't charge you the profit margin that I need to charge things to stay in business. Tires is one of the things that's just so competitive. Brake jobs. I can't. If I charge people according to what they tell me to charge people,
you'd charge yourself out of business.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't have nothing to do.
Hey, speaking of something to do, if people want to get their car worked on or they want to find you, where can they find you? Where can they come to?
Okay, you can call me at 352-690-1993. You can ask to speak to Tom, to Rob, to Richard. You can come by and see us at 1800 Northwest 10th Street.
Matt Gibbs, SonRise Auto. Talk to you next week.
Thanks, sir.
We'll be right back after this timeout on WOCA, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
A planned NATO exercise with about 30,000 troops from more than 25 countries from Europe and North America began in Norway on Monday. NATO said the drill, codenamed Cold Response, includes 200 aircraft and 50 vessels. NATO was sure to point out that the exercise did not have anything to do with Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The training will continue into April. Chinese diplomacy takes a 7-hour tour Monday in Rome. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan met with his Chinese counterpart, Yang Zhenshe. The United States offered a stern warning for China to steer clear of Russia's war effort. Ned Price from the State Department.
Our concerns about the PRC's support to Russia in the wake of the invasion and the implications.
The suspect in last weekend's stabbing at the Museum of Modern Art was apprehended in Philadelphia early Tuesday morning. 60-year-old Gary Cabano was arrested by Philly police at the Greyhound bus station and is awaiting extradition. USA Radio News.
If you're concerned about the power grid and want to generate your own supply of off-grid electricity, this will be the most important message you'll hear this year. Here's why. We now have a small number of solar generators back in stock. These emergency backup systems provide life-saving backup power when you need it most. And unlike gas generators, solar generators run quietly, emit no dangerous fumes, and produce an endless supply of free electricity from the sun. Whether it's wildfires, dangerous weather, power grid issues, or just getting off the grid, you'll never have to suffer through painful power outages again. Even better, all this week, radio listeners get over $700 in free off-the-grid bonuses too. Go to mysolarbackup.com to learn more and check availability. That's mysolarbackup.com. Look for the free report, Crisis Cooling, how to make absolutely sure your meat, milk, and medicines stay safe and cool in any power outage. Yours free at mysolarbackup.com.
Are you suffering from neck, back, or leg pain? Go Green CBD Store can help you with holistic, all-natural, lab-tested products that help with pain, stress, anxiety, inflammation, PTSD, and so much more. We stock smokable products, gummies, chocolate, coffee, tea, even pain cream. Yes, we even have treats and oils for your dogs or cats. Go Green CBD is located in the Paddock Mall in the center court. We're open every day. Come in today for a free sample.
New arrivals and new savings are waiting for you at Blockers Furniture. With over 80,000 square feet of the best selection and best prices you can find on furniture, mattresses, home accents, accessories, and more. And with new trucks arriving weekly, Blockers has the best available in-stock selection. Unlike many other furniture companies that will have you waiting for months to get what you want or need, come see everything that Blockers has to offer. Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, next to Hobby Lobby.
Are you a veteran living in Florida? Do you want to earn while you learn? Call 954-434-8220 or visit our website at nsied.org now. Are you a veteran living in Florida who wants training in farming, ranching, and allied services? Are you a veteran living in Florida who wants help with job placement? Call 954-434-8220. North-South Institute Veteran Training Program is a mix of online and hands-on in-person training designed for you to earn while you learn. Once you register for the program, you'll get a stipend of approximately $300 per month for 3 months. And you can get an additional stipend to offset your travel expenses. You can also get a another $75 for referring a veteran who completes the program. If you are a veteran living in Florida, call the North-South Institute Veteran Training Program now, 954-434-8220, or visit our website at nsied.org now.
Hi, I'm Ryan Chamberlain, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of TPN. TPN is the new alternative to Facebook for those that are tired of being censored, the lack of free speech in our great country, and are looking to share your ideas, passions, dreams, and opinions on a platform that's filled with folks just like you. If you're looking to network and build relationships with those that value faith, family, free enterprise, and free speech, then TPN is your solution. TPN is where all voices are heard and where you can fight back against big tech. Go to www.gettpn.net/radio to download the app now. That's gettpn.net/radio.
Everyone knows Bob Wines is famous for plants and trees and everything garden, especially his world-famous camellias. That's why it's been called Bob Wines Camellia Gardens for over 70 years. But look around. There are lots of other specials and deals like you won't find anywhere else. Bob has top-quality red garden mulch. Get 3 big bags for just $12. Or his famous no-float pine straw mulch, a huge bale for just $5.99. Inside the greenhouse, all woodstock chimes are 10% off. Plus, all the fertilizers and the stuff you need to make your garden grow in one place and priced right. Don't forget, you buy 1 tree at Bob's low price and get a second tree just like it for half price. Go ahead, look around at all the color, then check out the exciting things happening for spring. Bob Wines Camellia Gardens and Nursery, Southeast Ocala, 38th Street, in the same blooming place for 70 years.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Tuesday, you know, it's National Kidney Month, March, and an estimated 37 million adults in the U.S. have chronic kidney disease, but approximately 90% don't even know it. And if it's allowed to progress to the point of kidney failure, it's entered its final stage known as the end stage. People living with kidney failure have several treatment options to consider for their lifestyle. And joining us to talk about some of those options on the phone with us now is Dr. Adam Weinstein. Doctor, good morning to you.
Morning, Tom. How are you?
Well, very good, very good. You know, I have a very good friend of mine that's a travel nurse that works for DaVita, who you're with, and so I've been introduced a little bit to kidney disease and all just from osmosis, talking to him when he comes home and stuff. But for people that don't know, why is National Kidney Month so significant?
Yeah, Tom, that's a great question. So National Kidney Month is important because it raises awareness about the existence of kidney disease, which unfortunately, as you said, affects 37 million Americans, but oftentimes isn't something that they know about. It's something that's only discovered usually through blood work and then requires follow-up with counseling.
If people were looking to see what some of the signs were, because you say like 90% of Americans don't even know they have kidney disease, what are some of the signs that you need to look for kidney disease?
Yeah, that's a great question as well. Most patients who have kidney disease actually don't have any signs or symptoms. That is, early in the disease process, they don't feel any different. Only usually through routine blood work done as part of, say, a physical exam, maybe part of an insurance physical or a pre-employment physical, does the lab work, the blood work, tell the physician that you're working with that your kidneys are not functioning as they should. And after that, you would follow up with a kidney doctor or work further with your primary care doctor. But only at the very late stages of kidney disease do people start to feel perhaps fatigued, or maybe they experience some swelling. Really nothing specific that would say this is kidney disease, because those symptoms could be true for other illnesses as well.
Once you get the diagnosis of kidney disease, though, what should people do then?
That's a tough issue for many of our patients. But working with their primary care physician, that person may in turn send them to a kidney disease specialist or work with the patient directly to identify the underlying causes. You know, the most common issues our patients come from are actually diabetes and hypertension. And so kidney disease often isn't a disease unto itself, but rather the effects of other chronic illnesses. And once that's been identified, that is why someone has kidney disease, really the doctors work with those patients to slow the progression by treating those underlying conditions, making sure blood pressure is well controlled and that diabetes is well controlled, things like that.
Well, you know, I know dialysis is part of what kidney patients do. Can you do dialysis from home?
Absolutely, Tom. So let me back that up just a little bit. So when the kidneys stop working well enough to sustain life, that is to keep you alive, patients are left with the choice of going on dialysis or getting a transplant. And while transplant is often the best option, many patients end up on dialysis while waiting for a kidney. Dialysis comes in two different forms. There's in-center dialysis, which it sounds like your friend helps manage. That is, patients go to a dialysis center, such as a DaVita center, and receive dialysis 3 times a week. But a subset of our patients can dialyze at home. They do what's called peritoneal dialysis. And, you know, many kidney doctors are huge advocates for this. It gives a lot of freedom, a lot of quality of life to our patients when they're able to flexibly dialyze at home at their convenience.
Are there any tips for people who have kidney disease that will help them manage the disease?
Oh, yes. Kidney disease is really largely about educating yourself, understanding how well your kidneys are functioning, why they got to where they are, and how to manage the other diseases that come along with it. Certainly, there's things like dietary changes that can come in some patients, medication changes, but really it's making sure you understand the why and the underlying causes, and that you're working on those underlying causes like diabetes and hypertension.
Now, what is there advice you have for people who want to, dialysis is what they're on, but they want to consider a kidney transplant? What's some of the advice you have for those people?
Absolutely. So, transplants offer the greatest longevity as well as quality of life for patients that are able to receive them. Every patient who's facing end-stage kidney disease, whether they're on dialysis or not, should ask their kidney specialist about the ability to list or get evaluated for a kidney transplant. And that usually involves the kidney specialist helping the patient choose the appropriate medical center, usually a tertiary hospital or an academic medical center, where they can be evaluated for kidney transplant and then get on the list, or if they're fortunate enough to have a loved one or a friend who's willing to donate a kidney, perhaps bring that donor with them so that they can get a donated kidney from that person.
We're talking with Dr. Adam Weinstein, Chief Medical Information Officer for DaVita Kidney Care. Doctor, real quick, is there, I have a friend of mine who he battles kidney stones all the time. He battles them. He's constantly battling them to the point where they removed one of his kidneys and now he only has one kidney. Are kidney stones indicative of kidney disease?
Well, many people have kidney stones, and stones in and of themselves don't damage the kidneys necessarily, but certainly having frequent stones or having lots of complications from stones can result in the kind of situation you just described, where perhaps a kidney is damaged through the passage of the stone or an infection related to the blockage that it can cause. So in and of itself, a kidney stone does not mean definitely kidney disease, but certainly people with lots of kidney stones can have kidney disease.
If people want to find out more information about kidney disease and chronic kidney disease during Kidney Month, where can they go find out more information?
Yeah, I recommend 2 different websites. One is our own DaVita CKD website. That's DaVita, DAVITA.com/CKD, all uppercase. C is in chronic, K is in kidney, D is in disease. So that's DaVita.com/CKD. And then also kidneysmart.org, which is the word kidney and then smart, all one word, .org. And that's a website geared to consumers to learn more about kidney function and potentially sign up for classes that will help them understand the process of kidney disease education if they in fact have kidney disease.
We've been talking with Dr. Adam Weinstein from DaVita. Doctor, thanks so much for taking time out with us to talk about kidneys during Kidney Month.
I appreciate your time, Tom. Thanks so much.
We'll be right back after this short timeout. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
On Saturday, March 19th, the University Air Center will host the Gator Fly-In and Armed Services Appreciation Day. All branches of the military are invited, alongside civilian and law enforcement pilots, to display their aircraft. Vote for the best civilian aircraft and People's Choice Aircraft Contest. Admission and parking are free. There will be helicopter and airplane rides, food trucks, and live music for all to enjoy. Again, that's March 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the University Air Center, where you can fly easy from Gainesville nonstop to Atlanta on Delta Airlines, Charlotte, Dallas, and Miami on American Airlines. Enjoy the fly-in, and remember, you can easily fly in and out to 343 destinations around the world in one stop on American and Delta Airlines. Enjoy the Gator Fly-In, and remember to fly easy, fly Gainesville.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Think you know Dex Imaging? Think again. In the office, streamlining communications. In the field, delivering top-notch service, enhancing productivity and reducing downtime. In the data center, a part of the growing digital document revolution. In the world of business, supporting entrepreneurs and helping companies grow. In the forefront of technology, developing cutting-edge document management solutions. So if you think you know Dex Imaging, you don't know Dex.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant, a true New York-style diner in Ocala. Try our breakfast special of 2 eggs served with home fries or hash browns and toast for just $4.49. We have an all-you-can-eat catfish special daily for $14.99, and Thursday through Sunday we have prime rib. Happy hour for food starts at 2 p.m. The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant is located at 5400 Southwest College Road in the Heathbrook Commons Plaza. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. We will see you soon.
Hey there, Congresswoman Kat Kamak here, your conservative voice in our nation's capital. I'm so proud to be an advocate for the over 65,000 veterans here in North Central Florida. The new Ocala VA clinic is now open, providing important primary care and specialty services. If you're a veteran in the Ocala area, thank you for your service. Feel free to get in touch with our team by visiting us online at camac.house.gov. I'm Kat Kamak, and it is my honor to serve you.
This ad is paid for by official funds authorized by the U.S. House of Representatives.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin